You know, sitting here in a room full of Olympians and other athletes like my husband, you look at the power of sport. He was a punter. We all deal in numbers, be it a yardage, be it a place, first, second, or third, be it a time, or be it a date. March 12, 1996 was the final day of Olympic trials of the 96 games, and I had qualified in 5 events. I was pretty stoked. I felt like when I woke up, I was going to feel like an Olympian. I don't know what feeling like an Olympian is. I didn't know at the time. I thought at the time it was going to be that I was going to have great hair, a clear complexion, and that I was going to have the hottest boyfriend on the planet. And actually, none of that happened. So I had asked some other Olympians, well, when did you feel like you were an Olympian? And I had asked someone, and they said, well, it was actually when I drove through, Summer Sanders. She said, when you drove through the Olympic Village, that's when I felt like I was an Olympian. So Thursday, July 18th, was opening ceremonies of the 1996 Olympic Games, and I still hadn't felt like the Olympian that I wanted to, because as we were going through the gates, someone started talking to me, and I missed my moment. So I waited, and and I see that everyone's getting all dressed up in weird outfits, and Janet Evans was there, and Janet Evans has been to the Olympics since the beginning of time, and so I had asked her, Janet, what are you guys doing? And she speaks slowly to me because she knows that I went to school on an athletic scholarship, not academic. And she said, Amy, we're going to the opening ceremonies because the Olympics start tomorrow. Okay, have fun. Now, when you have your moment that you feel like you're an Olympian, I will warn you not to be shaving your legs when you do so. If you remember, NBC had all these promos saying 10,000 days till the start of the Centennial Olympic Games in Atlanta. Well, I decided to start shaving, which swimmers do, and I thought I'm going to go watch my friends at the opening ceremonies, whatever that is. Turned on the TV, and NBC was running an ad that said, tomorrow, Amy Van Dyken takes on the world in the 100-meter freestyle. What the? That was my moment. Friday, July 19th, 1996 was the first day of the Olympics. My first race, the 100-meter freestyle, I got 4th. I was excited, except I collapsed on the deck with leg cramps, and they said, we'll let you know how Amy Van Dyken is doing. Just so you know, because no offense, NBC still hasn't broken through, I'm doing fine. So thank you. Friday, July 25th of 1996, it was the women's 50-meter freestyle, and this was my baby. Leading up to this in the games, I had won the 100-meter butterfly, the 400 freestyle relay, and the 400 medley relay. So I looked at myself and I said, well, I have some cute earrings and a necklace. Well, why don't you go get one more and make a cute pair of cufflinks? Why not? And I remember they sat us in a room with everybody in the ready room, swimmers, everybody, you guys know what we're talking about. And I'm sitting there next to this person that I'm about ready to beat the tar out of for an Olympic gold medal, and I didn't know why. Again, I'm not smart. So I took my chair and I spun it around in front of her, and as I did that, I thought, oh God, I don't speak Chinese. So what am I to do? Now I'm there. I sat there and stared at her for a half an hour. We went out and we swam, and I won. And I didn't know the implications that that was going to have until I saw my coach, John T. Skinner, bawling like a baby. It had been many days that I wanted to make him bawl, but to see it actually happen was so gratifying. And I didn't really realize what the ramifications of that was until Channel 9 in Denver, Colorado, those of you guys who have ever been there know, they said, Amy, we're going live in 30 seconds. Can you come on live with us? And I said, well, I don't need to warm down. I'm done. Sure, why not? And they said, Amy, how does it feel to break the record? And I said, well, it was a great race, had a great start, a great finish, blah, blah, blah. And they said, no, you're the first American woman to win 4 gold medals and 1 Olympics. Again, I preface, if you're going to have a moment, practice. Shut up! August 9th through 16th, 2000, it was the Olympic trials for the 2000 games, and I had come off of 2 shoulder surgeries that were supposed to end my career. And I qualified for 3 more events to be an Olympian. And man, was I stoked. I couldn't even control myself. You would have thought that it was making the Olympic team for the very first time. Because what had happened was at the Olympic Training Center, I was doing, what they call a snatch, right? So you snatch and woohoo, the bar goes up over your head. Well, there was a guy that was there who was a volleyball player. He was very cute. Honey, don't listen. And he said, well, I thought you were strong. What is this? And I said, well, no, I was only warming up. And I slopped the weight up there, and I went to do the lift, and I popped my shoulder right out through my armpit, and I never got asked out, and I don't know why. But overcoming that was one of the greatest things that had ever happened in my life. Saturday, September 16th of 2000 was the first day of the Olympic Games in Australia. And what an exciting day it was. I wasn't going there as the person who was going to swim a gajillion events. I was there to swim 2 relays in the 50 free, which was pretty good. And then at the end of that, Saturday, September 23rd of 2000, I won my very last gold medal. And I remember standing there with my teammates, and you can actually see a picture. I've got my head on Dara Torres' shoulder, just like, oh, for the love of God, thank you, it's over. It had been such a long run. Being an Olympian, such a privilege, such an honor. And to stand there with my teammates who I had worked so hard with through all those years. But then I looked next to me, and there were some other people. As John mentioned, I was an asthmatic. There was that asthmatic little kid who just wanted to be like everybody else. Then you had the 23-year-old kid, who I did fail to mention, missed the 92 Olympic team. Shh, don't tell anyone. The 23-year-old who did it better than anybody else who had ever done it before, and me. We never wanted to acknowledge each other up until that moment. And then at that moment, I realized I didn't get to being where I was without having them. So I'm extremely proud to call them me. I wasn't going to mention this, but my husband made sure that I did. March 10th, 2001, I got married. Thank you. Friday, June 6th, 2014 at 7:30 p.m. I left dinner with my husband. I don't remember anything. I remember walking out of dinner. Apparently, I jumped on my ATV, and that ATV sure tried to get me. But in the spirit of being an Olympian, your heart and your soul and your body are so strong. I had a concussion, 4 broken ribs, 4 broken vertebrae, and 2 vertebrae, T11 and T12, were smashed. And that thing still didn't get me. The power of sport is why I'm here today to talk to you. Without having been strong mentally and physically, I wouldn't be here today. I trained as hard as I did for the games every single day in rehab. I woke up at 8 in the morning, trained all the way through until 4 p.m., and my people who were there with me had no idea what they were doing, and I kept telling them, this is how we used to train. Except this time, I wasn't training for a gold medal for my country. I was training for my life, to be able to be here and to be with the husband who I love to make fun of. Christopher Reeve once said, now bear with me, the concussion makes it so that I have to have my Samsung and read this for you. Thank you. A hero is an ordinary individual who finds the strength to persevere and endure in spite of overwhelming obstacles. Every single Olympian and Paralympian is a hero. Every single one of them has obstacles that they have to overcome to be able to do what they do. And so, with the power of sport, I just want to say thank you to all of you for having me. Thank you to the Olympians and Paralympians for being the heroes that you are and that you continue to be. And have a lovely evening. God bless.